Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Akakadash, Rakatham, to the elders and apostles, Wa'akim, Wa'akwaf, when I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson of this recent news article as the from CNBC.com as of last updated Friday, May the 23rd, 4:34 p.m. Eastern Time, and it reads: the Dow Jones slides 200 points and the S&P 500 tumbles for a fourth day after the Trump threatens tariffs on the EU. Because we definitely been seeing tensions be heating up between the United States and the European Union as well too. And especially Donald Trump made that comment, I would say like last month, a month and a half, about the military defense spending, especially with the ongoing tensions are heating up between the EU and Russia and NATO versus Russia as well too. And Trump was asking to the European Union, demanding them to building up their more military presence and more military spending. And I believe Donald Trump is, after a couple of months later, now you have Trump administration is threatening to use economic tariffs on the European Union. And it says the Dow Jones slides 200 points and the S&P 500 tumbles for a fourth day after the Trump threatens tariffs on the European Union. Apple Live Updates reports. It says stocks declined Friday after President Donald Trump raised trade fears of again and warning Apple and recommending stiffer duties on the European Union. It says the Dow Jones Industrial Average lost 256.2 points, or 0.61%, to end 41,603.7. And the S&P 500 shed 0.67 and closed at 5,802.82. And the Nasdaq Composite dropped 1% and settled 18,737.21. Apple shares fell 3% after Trump post on Truth social media that iPhones sold in the United States must be made in the United States, and if they are not, a tariff of at least 25% must be paid by Apple. The move against Apple by Trump is the first against the Pacific company in his tariff rollout this year. It's the Book of St. Mark. Right, because you're going to have these ongoing tariff wars, especially that have been taking place for the past 2 months, despite the fact the Trump administration to ease tariffs on these nations, especially with China, I believe it's for the next 90 days. But once that's up, well, best believe you're going to see this trade wars heating up between these nations, and that's what we're seeing. So basically anything that's not made in the United States, the Trump administration is going to use economic tariffs on these businesses or even companies as well too in the nations. And that's what we're seeing. And this is the Book of St. Mark, chapter 3 and verse 24. And if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. Right, so the EU versus the United States, this economic tariffs that Trump potentially is going to use on on Europe or the European Union, I'm going to say. It says, and if a kingdom be divided against itself, the kingdom cannot stand. And that's what we're seeing. And this is the book of Revelations, chapter 18. Yep, Revelation chapter 18 and verse 2. And he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is fallen. Right, we're seeing signs of that, especially from an economical sense. It says, and he cried mighty with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, is become a habitation of deceivers, and a hole for every foul spirit, and a cage to every unclean and every unclean HATEFL bird of this slip of tongue of words. Revelations 18 verse 3, for all the nations shall drunk of wine, the wrath of the fornication. And the kings of the earth had committed fornication with her, and the mercy of the earth are blasphemous to the abundance of the delicacies. So with that, hopefully this quick sit down lesson was edifying of this recent news articles. As it says again from CNBC.com, updated Friday, May the 23rd at 4:34 p.m. Eastern Time, published by John Malley and Lisa Callahan from the CNBC.com. Last updated May the 23rd, 2025 at 4:34 p.m. Eastern Time. To reach again, the Dow Jones slide 200 points and the S&P 500 tumbles for the fourth day after Trump threatens tariffs on the EU and Apple. Live updates. So with that, hopefully this sit down lesson was edifying. And with that, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Kakadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son Ba'Hashem, and name Hamashiach Kabashai. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lash Wakadash Lutum. And I say Barakathon to the elders and apostles, what Akim or Aqua. Till next time, I will say Shalom.